Welcome, juices, to another episode of Spirit Juice No Additive with Edward. Today, we're going to talk about some people that are not what they seem to be, and the truth will come out eventually. Um, like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can be abreast of all our latest posts. Like, share, and subscribe. Um, let's start talking about Miss Robbie. Miss Robbie is not what she seemed to be. She's never struck me as she comes across obviously um, very nice and very reasonable, logically thinking. Um, she comes across as very loyal, you know, to the people that she loved, and just equal, justice filled, Um, she seemed like a good person on the outside. But God allows certain things in our lives to happen. And we have to either rise to the occasion or fail in the moment. And in this process, we be exposed for who we really are. This whole Tim Norman thing has really showed me who his mom is. Um, my mom always taught us to never stand up with someone is wrong, including her. She said, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You can still love somebody and still treat them well in the face of their wrongdoing. You don't have to, turn your back against them. The expectation for a mother to turn her back against her son is just ludicrous. She's going to always be the one that sticks by him. And sticking by him does not mean that you have to let him free of the responsibility of being accountable for his own actions. Miss Robbie kind of instills certain things in her son because they were very close, especially after she lost her first son to gun violence in California. And a street fight where he was stabbed. She probably overcompensated with Tim. And there are certain behaviors that parents have, or we have as parents, that our kids latch on to and observe. She has always wanted to be a star, always wanted to be up front and seen. She started out as an ICAT, ICAT, and she sung back up for a lot of famous people. She's worth like $13 million. However, that money doesn't mean nothing if you're not a good person. Now, we know that Andre was accused of stealing from her. And in this whole process, I think this is what kept the ball rolling. But I think Tim was going to do what he was going to do anyway. I don't think that it boiled down to he was looking for a reason to get rid of the only other heir. Since the oldest son died, his kid becomes the heir. So it was just Tim and Andre that was in line to become the heirs of Miss Robbie's dynasty. So he just decided to get rid of her.
Good to see you again. Yeah, man, it's good to see you.
The competition. But Miss Robbie, he told Miss Robbie that he felt his uncle was going to do something to him. She had no sympathy. All she wanted was her stuff back. She wanted to know who stole her stuff, who turned against her. She had no need to look no further than her prodigal son, who had went to jail for 10 years for armed robbery. He has demonstrated that money is what he sought after. By all means necessary. This is what he wanted. Money and stature and status. I don't think she moved right in this situation with Andre. And what really stands out to me is the fact that she has no empathy for this mother that has lost her child. In her pursuit to stick by her son, she has abandoned empathy and qualities of self that is very much needed in this world towards other people. There's only so far you can go with your kids. You have to show them the way to go. And I don't know if it's guilt or just ignorance as to why it is she looks bad in this situation. Tim needs to be held accountable. He took a life, and the way he went about it was very vicious, and she don't care. That says a lot. She don't care about a human life, and he don't care about a human life. All she care about is stuff. The root of all evil. Money. It's not a good look. So Robbie is listed as one of these people that I deem to be someone that we have yet to see the real Robbie Montgomery. The truth will come out on Miss Robbie. She never really got me as far as being sincere and something. It was always something about her that was missing. And it's her pursuit of fame. This is what it looks like when you're older and more mature and you know the right thing to do. She still is kind of rough around the edges as far as needing and having wealth in order to give her an identity in life. We're going to pray for Miss Robbie. Okay? Because she really showed us who she really is in this Tim Norman case. Let's move from Miss Robbie, and we're going to talk about Mr. Puffy Combs. Yes. Another person. Look at that smile. Just warm and greeting. He got a lot of charisma. He's he's a very hard worker, a forward thinker. He's a billionaire. And power is very important to Puffy. Status is very important to Puffy. We could tell that in everything that he does. You know, all these shows, these reality shows, creating stars, and that rumor that's out that he had Chris Williams perform fellatio on him as a show of what money and power can do. This whole thing about messing with young boys like Usher and other young men, the way he treat and steal from people, the possible rumor of death to Biggie Smalls, I don't know the way he did Mace and taking his stuff, his music. Puffy has a lot to give account of. We see one side of Puffy, but what you do in the dark do come to light. And we see that he's not the person that he has projected himself to be. I believe, I believe that he had something to do with the death of Biggie Smalls. I think that has yet to come out. His bodyguards are working with the federal FBI, the government, in pursuit of Puffy's accountability in this matter. The reason he's not releasing any evidence is because he gave it to the FBI. And as we know, the FBI work behind the scenes very quietly until they want to make an arrest. I think that day is coming from Puffy. I think Puffy did have something to do with it. I think he orchestrated it because Biggie Smalls was going to leave the label and already had a contract written up, unsigned, for another record deal. But if he was dead, there'd be no new record deal. But he would hold and control all of the catalog of music for Biggie Smalls. It makes sense to me. I don't know. What about you guys? Do y'all think Puffy had something to do with it? It's something about Puffy, just like Miss Robbie. I don't feel like I get sincerity, that I get the authentic person. I think what we see here is money and what money has brought about in his life and made him the person that he is today. When people get money, it changes you. If you're not careful, it overtakes your character. It becomes the dominant force in everything that you do. Once you amass that amount of wealth, you want to keep it by any means necessary. So yeah, Puffy, we're gonna add him to the list of people that are not what they seem to be. The truth is going to come out eventually. So, lastly, we're going to talk about Wendy Williams' son. Since there's so much fuss in the comment area about leave him out of it. We can't leave him out of it because he's a variable in the equation of Wendy and his father, Kevin Sr. This kid has seen a lot. He has seen a lot. Wendy and Kevin have been instrumental in exposing him to a lot of stuff that he had to endure because of their pursuit of power and their pursuit of money and success. We have yet to see the impact that it has on this kid. He's too busy dodging bullets. You know, it's got to be embarrassing for his mom to be out in public the way she does. Wendy sometimes have moments of lucidness and she feel like she's well put together. Then we see her out in public just stoned out of her mind. Some people might say, "Oh no, it's her medical condition." No, it's not her medical condition. She's stoned out of her mind, can barely walk. I know she has some medical issues concerning her legs with the Lyme disease and all of that. But some days are better than others, according to Wendy. And that person that we see out in public, looking disheveled and looking vulnerable and frail, barely can walk. She don't seem lucid. She seems very disoriented. Yeah, Kevin had to sit back. Little Kevin had to sit back and watch all of this. And then, worst of all, he had to sit back and watch his father treat his mom with the utmost disrespect, all for the pursuit of success. You're always going to have to sacrifice something for success. You're going to have to give up something. And they sacrificed raising this kid up in the way that he should go. I imagine with Wendy shut up in her room using and Kevin running around after Serena, this kid had to do a lot of growing up on his own. I figured, like, then deal with the world and how they look at their parents. You know, it's embarrassing. Come on, let's call it what it is. It's embarrassing. Little Kevin has a long road ahead of him. And I'm hoping, he already experimented with drugs because that's what he's seen in the home. I don't know, guys. It's very sad. Very sad. So, with that, these are the people that have sacrificed, with the exception of Lil Kevin. Puffy and Miss Robbie have sacrificed themselves for success and fame, fortune, status. Lil Kevin, is putting out fires at this point. We haven't seen the full effect that his upbringing is going to have on him. But I think he seems well adjusted. He seems like he has a good heart. And we're going to pray that God takes care of him and lead him in the way that he should go and make right decisions and not let the impact of his mom and his dad shenanigans have a negative impact on his life. Well, folks, with that, I am going to ask you to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for tuning in to another episode. Thank you, new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. And